what are we doing? We starting the show? We're gonna get it going. That's what we're
No,
doing.
I don't think
Works
so.
for me.
All right, works for me. Hooked on phonics, work for me. Let's not do that.
Let's go!
All right.
Bouquet on Phonex.
Yes.
Working for me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the game room. We're gonna keep that in there. Who am I? I'm Michael McLeod, and look who can read now. It's Jonathan Duffer.
We don't steal jokes on this show. We just remix them for a podcast audience.
There you go. True. Well, I feel like that's so old at this point. Only
Yeah.
a very certain audience gets it.
And that's been around for ages.
Yeah, and someone that could read when they were 2 years old, probably, maybe not. Dwight Robinson. When could you
What's
read,
going
Dwight?
on? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I was
would say
reading
I was
very early. I don't. My
Oh.
sister and I, because we had these little books that were like primers for reading or whatever. And I mean, we were reading
that
like
would be that'd be
three.
appropriate.
We were reading like 3 years beyond our level or something like that. So I mean, we were both intelligence, I guess. I don't know.
Wow, well, la-di-da. What happened? I'm joking.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I
joking.
started playing computer games.
I'm joking.
Dulled
I'm
my
joking.
senses.
I want to say I was reading before kindergarten, but not like well. You know, it was like one of those things where I could read like the little kiddie books, you know, but that was it. And
Well,
then
my mom-
it really kind of took off at kindergarten. So
Yeah, my mom was an elementary school teacher.
well,
she knew how to teach us, and she had the time and actually put the energy into teaching us, which probably accelerated our ability to learn.
I'm sure that probably helped you get a little bit of a head. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Were you in her class?
No, she didn't.
Oh.
By the time she had us, she was not teaching anymore. She
Okay.
stayed at home, and
Okay.
her job was homeschooling us,
Mm,
myself, and my sister.
you yourself and all three of you. Okay, cool. Well, this
Me,
is a video
myself, and
game
I.
podcast, by the way. This isn't an educational learn how to read podcast. So let's go ahead and jump in what we've been playing. Oh, later in the show, by the way, show topic, sequels that took forever, or games that took forever to get a sequel. That's what I meant to say.
Yes.
It's gonna be kind of a laid back, chill episode. I feel like today, we all had to, well, at least Jonathan and I don't know. Dwight, did you have a day off too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we all had the day off. I don't know what you guys have been doing, but I've been chillaxing for the most part
Yeah,
of the day.
I have done nothing of any substance. Well,
Yeah,
no, that's not
I've-
true. I started clearing out my Pokemon Go storage because I have an event tomorrow. But
okay.
other than that, I've been doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
I
well,
still
that's
on
how it
calls.
works.
I still had to work a little bit, but yeah.
Mostly
Oh, did
you're
you?
off though. Yeah, mostly sounds like you are off. So cool, Dwight. What have you been playing this week?
So I did rent Star Fox. So I
Yay.
played through that. So yeah, played through the whole thing. Only did like one route
You did
or
one.
whichever.
I was say, how many runs did you do? Because
Yeah, I only
it
did
doesn't
one.
take that long. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Star Fox. It looks really good. Andros looks great. I mean, I don't really have the same level of nostalgia for it that everybody else does.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean,
played it and I was like,
understand.
oh yeah, that's cool. It's Star Fox. And then I was like, all right. And then I just
That's why it's yet to appear on this list as like a game I've played. You know, because I did this. I bought it and I played.
Mm.
I've so far I've gone through it twice, to different paths. It's like, what am I gonna say about it? It's Star Fox.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
If you
So, I mean,
know
yeah,
Star,
it's definitely good. I mean, and it's funny what Duffer had mentioned before, where just like the aiming just feels really weird. And you know, even back on Star Fox 64, I never liked the aiming. It feels really weird, and it's hard to hold it at a certain spot. Like if
Yeah.
you need to aim at something and that's in the upper left corner, holding it there while still dodging stuff is just like really
I
obnoxious.
feel that's part of what's kind of built into the difficulty of it, though. Like it would be too
Sure.
easy if you could
So I
just.
remember,
yeah.
I remember on N64, like I always thought that it was just the joystick of why it was like that, because N64's joystick was just like really stiff and everything. But like now playing it, it feels the same, which is good. It's not like that's a knock or anything, but it's just like I just remembered why I was just annoyed with it in the first place. The first time I got annoyed with this was when I think I was like a little kid. I was in a Walmart. They had one of those N64 kiosks. I'm staring up at the CRT because it's like
Yeah.
above your eye line, and my head, my neck is killing me, and then
Yeah.
it's jumping around from the Rumble Pack, and that was the first time I ever
first
felt
game with
that.
Rumble Pack,
Yeah,
by the way.
and I
Oh,
remember
really?
like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
first
yeah, the
game to feature
kiosk.
Rumble.
That was part of the reason why the kiosk was there, is because of the rumbling and everything, and it was all in the advertisements. And yeah, I remember playing it, and I was like, man, this is cool. And of course, the joystick was kind of messed up because everybody and their grandma has been
Of
playing
course.
it,
And the
and you just
N64
couldn't
joystick
really,
will mess up fast.
yeah, super fast. So I played it for a little bit. It's like, oh man, this looks cool, but I can't even control it. Whatever. I just kind of moved on from there. But
Yeah, you
I
get
mean,
used to
yeah,
it.
it's good. I
My s-
honestly, I can see why they just keep remaking the same game over and over, because it's like, where do we go from here?
Well, I
So
mean, the last time they tried to go somewhere different, everyone poo-pooed on it, which was
yeah,
Dinosaur Planet. So, yeah.
anytime they do something different, people hate on it. And then if they do the same thing but more, I think that could work. But then people would complain about that too. So I mean, Star Fox Assault, because I replayed it again on GameCube, just like this week actually, after playing the
I've
Switch
been wanting to
version.
go back to it too.
I
Does it
think
hold
it's
up?
better than what people, because a lot of people
I
kind of
always
chat
liked
on
it.
that
I
game,
always
but
liked the game. I'll say that.
yeah, I think it was pretty
That's
good, and even the on foot sections were still
it's
pretty
made
good,
by
because I
Namco,
mean,
right?
I believe so, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Because
it's made by
the
Namco.
character moves so damn fast, it's easy to aim, even with the little gimpy GameCube joystick and everything.
Yeah.
So you
I want
know,
to say doesn't like the on foot pretty much control like you're in a vehicle practically?
Actually, it controls better than the vehicles, because you can strafe so fast. Like you move so
Mm,
damn fast, and it's easier to maneuver around enemies because of that. As soon as you get in a landmaster, it gets terrible, because then
it
now you
drags
can't
down a little
really
bit.
move left and
Mm.
right very well. It's just it felt terrible. But either
My
way,
You
yeah.
my
said Star
second
Fox Adventures,
playthrough,
right?
no, Star
Star
Fox
Fox
Assault.
Assault,
Oh,
Star Fox
Assault. Oh,
Adventures is
okay.
made by Rare.
Yeah.
yeah. Ventures
Uh,
is just Zelda,
Second
pretty much.
playthrough of this on Switch 2, I did bust out the NSO N64 controller, and I will
Hmm.
say, I mean, I know it's not an option for a lot of people unless you just happen to buy what is, I guess, super unreasonable for most people to have this controller, but it
Hmm.
did feel really good with that controller, like at least from a nostalgia standpoint.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll make another one. Really, the only thing I can think of is they just make, I don't know, remake Star Fox 2 or something like that. It's just like in the same vein, but just like a story of Star Fox 2. Because I can't remember if 64 was a reimagining of 2 or 1
One,
at the time.
from what I gather, because Andros
Yeah,
is like the bad guy in one as well. I think he's a
gotcha.
bad guy in two as well. Andros is
So
just a bad monkey all
yeah,
around.
so what they could do is just, I don't know, reimagine 2 in that same vein. Maybe they could go somewhere with that. I don't know, whatever.
I don't know.
So yeah, so the other game I played was Ex Voto 1348.
Don't know what that is at all. So
So I saw this come up on GameFly, and because GameFly just shows you pretty much everything that's releasing on disc or whatever. I think it's only on PS5 and Steam. I don't think it's on Xbox at all. But it's like a double A third person action game. So you're playing as somebody in Italy during the Middle Ages. Um, your village was ransacked, and your friend, who is a nun, gets like, absconded with by this group of brigands or whatever. So you, as like a knight errant, has to like chase them down. And of course, it's a third person game. It's done in kind of like the viewpoint of the new God of War games. So it's like third person, but you're behind the
but it's like
character and the camera's
semi over
tight.
the shoulder. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
This looks
So
cool. I don't know if it
and
is cool, but
you're
it looks
sword
cool.
fighting and everything. So I mean, it's a pretty decent game. It's made by a small studio, and it's obviously made by a small studio when you start playing it, and you'll see why.
Guy's
So
rocking a bowl cut hard. Oh,
yeah. So graphically, the game actually looks pretty good, technically. Like the environments especially look really good. It looks really crisp and everything. Performance wise, it's bad. And it's weird because I have an LG TV, so it's reporting 60 FPS. I'm playing it, and I'm like, bro, there's no way in hell. There's something
there's
going on. I don't know
no
if it's like
way.
I don't know. It's super choppy. I don't know if they just turned off motion blur, if there's no VSync, like what's going on. But it takes a while to get used to it. But it is super choppy and like just hard to get used to at first. I have no idea what's going on with that. Um, the animations are you could definitely tell it's a double A studio, but they Unreal Engine 5 the shit out of this game. So it like if you don't pay close attention to the animations and like the performance, it actually looks really good. The lighting is really good. I think it has some ray tracing or something. Like it looks really good in some
Looking at
shots.
videos of it, it looks really cool actually.
Yeah. So it's pretty linear. I beat the whole thing in 4 hours. So
Oh
if you
wow.
rent it,
Wow.
it's pretty quick. Um and but there's like winding paths and you can you know go off the beating path to collect stuff and you can upgrade your sword and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
The gameplay is very simple. You're just sword fighting, and the sword fighting is extremely simple. But I mean, the story is kind of interesting as you're going along the narrative. I think the most interesting thing about this game is that the voice acting is surprisingly good. Which is so weird because normally games like this have trash voice acting of just like dudes just reading the lines that they hired
Mm.
off the street or
Yeah, they
whatever.
got all the devs to do the voice acting to save
Yeah,
Mhm.
money.
or something like that, or the devs' kids or something like I don't know. But it was surprisingly good, and the Jennifer English is also one of the characters in the game, which I don't even know how the
Oh.
hell why she's even in here. But I mean,
Somebody
it's
owed somebody a
definitely
favor. Yeah. Okay.
it's worth a play. But they definitely should have done some more gameplay things to shake it up by the end of the game. By about the 1 or 2 hour mark, once you figure out how to play, it's just kind of like, man, this is all I'm going to be doing.
You're there for
Till
the
the end of the
plot
game.
only. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more just like a plot thing. But anyways, it's kind of worth it. It's $25. I'd wait for it to go on sale.
It's
But
16 on Steam right now.
yeah, if it hits 5 or 10, maybe it's worth a play or whatever.
Oh wow.
Um,
High praise.
but it's a small team, so I would say go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Support these efforts.
I
yeah,
looked up pictures on Google, and all I'm seeing are pictures of I guess the main female character and all the weird
mhm.
faces that she makes during the
Yeah.
cutscenes.
It's weird because during the cutscenes, the voice acting is pretty good, and then like the animation cannot keep up. Like it's not like the lip syncing is wrong, but it's just not good.
It's not
Like
good.
the
Yeah.
mouth is going into weird directions sometimes or whatever. But yeah, it's just it is what it is.
Yeah. You got to give them a little bit of a break because it's such a
Yeah.
small
Small studio.
project. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm
It
that's all I
gonna.
is
got.
amazing how good things can look now, though, even with a small
Oh
studio.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
Absolutely.
couple times I'm just standing near a ledge, and of course
Yeah.
the story is forcing you to like look out onto like the landscape, and I'm like, man, that actually looks really damn
As long as
good.
you're not moving, it looks
Yeah,
incredible,
yeah,
right?
you're
Yeah.
standing completely still, just looking in a direction. The
Yeah.
character is talking, but you can't see their face.
Yeah.
Like,
There you go.
it's great.
Pristine. I'll run through mine. Speaking of games that look really, really good, Okami, been playing that. I kind of feel like
Mm,
I've been on and off with this game for years. Like, I've beaten it before on PS2. It's a PS2 game. I got it on everything except for PlayStation 4. There was like a remaster a few years ago. I don't know
mm.
if Dwight's played this, but my main problem.
Actually
What?
haven't. I think I used it to
What?
test the emulator at some point. I mean, I'm
Okay.
aware of it and what it
Okay,
is and
you're
everything. I
aware
just
of it.
haven't played it. Yeah.
The main problem with this game is it's a Zelda-like game.
Mm,
And I do ultimately remember this game fondly. This is from Clover Studios. which you had what did they do? They did God Hand, they did Beautiful Joe.
Mhm.
They it's Hideki Kamiya's shit, like Wonderful
Yeah.
101 kind of. It's not Clover 2, but whatever. Platinum, early
Was this one of
platinum.
the 5 during that time?
No, because that was a GameCube thing. The 5 was a GameCube thing, and this was a PS2 thing.
Oh yeah, this was
Yeah.
not. Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, though, I'm playing it on the Steam Deck now, and because of the OLED specifically, but it's just in general, this game is like super colorful and vibrant and bright and beautiful, and it's just a joy to look at. The problem is going into this game, don't play the PS2 version for one because you can't skip these cutscenes. But there's way too many cutscenes and way too much jibber jabber, and they do the Banjo Kazooie thing where like no one actually has a voice, but they do the they just mumble, and it just goes on and on. And you're like, shoot me now, my God, come on. It takes way too long to get into the game. So I always end up falling off because like an hour in, I'm like, oh, can we start the real game, please?
Kind of like the opening of Shadow Colossus.
Shadow Colossus, you can get to the first Colossus in the first 30 minutes at least. So I mean, this is like hours in.
The opening cutscene takes 30 minutes.
It takes a while, yes. It does take a while.
It does.
You can skip the cutscenes in the HD version, which is nice, especially because I already kind of know what's happening. Or if they're obviously like explaining, they like to explain everything, and it's just like, yeah, okay, I get it. But no, I'm farther than I've been in a long time. I'm probably like a third through the game at this point, and I'm just like, all right, very very. I'm getting into this. I'm probably gonna beat it again. I've been meaning to beat this HD version, but the reason I wanted to play through it is there is an Okami 2. I forgot that they announced Hideki Kami, I think, is doing as well, and I was like, man. I don't remember shit about Okami 1 much other than they talk too much. So I should probably play through that. It's been like, I don't know when the first one came out, but it was like 2005, 2006. It was a really long time ago. And I don't feel like it gets enough love. It should be on more people's radar. And that HD version is available on like Switch, PS4, Xbox One, PC. And it's always cheap. And I definitely recommend it. So,
Speaking of games that took forever to get a sequel.
Yeah. Does the Switch or PlayStation versions let you like draw or paint with your finger instead of the controller?
So I don't know about the PlayStation version because I don't know about the PS4 version. The Wii version, you can use the Wii remote to draw.
The Wii remote.
And the Switch version, you can use the Joy-Cons to draw. I do not recommend, personally, you do you, whatever. I'm just going to tell you, you do you. Just do it with the thumbstick. Just draw with the thumbstick. There are parts in that game, especially later on, where you have to one of the things you do is you have to draw like bombs, which is funny because he brought this back for the Wonderful 101. There's a lot of drawing in that game too. You have the celestial brush because you're like the goddess Amaterasu or whatever. You freeze time and then like this brush comes down, you draw something and it will manifest something in the world depending on what you draw. You have to draw bombs. Not a problem. It's not a problem to draw a line with a motion controller. It's not a problem but the bombs are a circle with a line. There's also that does not work well with motion controls, in my opinion. It just does never come out right. So, and if you're constantly having to sit there and just like trace a bomb onto the screen, and it gets real annoying. That's why I fell off the Wii version specifically. I remember because I was like, this is obnoxious. I don't want this. And the Wii version, I think, famously had the box art they stole off the IGN's website, and it still has the watermark on there.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, that was like a whole big thing.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I didn't put this on here, but I did beat James Bond First Light this week.
Sweet.
And the only reason I bring it up because I talked about it previously, and I said I don't know if I like it, and I was like I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it, and I did stick with it. Obviously, I finished it. I like it a lot more now. But it is definitely one of those games where I hope the sequel comes out, and the sequel is going to be way better. I highly recommend it if you're a James Bond fan. Just know that you're going to have an action sequence, and you're going to be really feeling it. You'll be like, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. And then they're going to hit you with a go down to this room and find these 3 things and completely fucking break the pace of the whole thing. And you're going to be like, They do that so many times. Where it's just like you once you get into it, they yank the rug out from under you, and it completely slows to a crawl. Can't this be a cutscene? Like, let's just we were going so well. The pace is just it's a roller coaster of pacing. So, but overall very good. So, and they did say at the end they did the whole like Bond will return. So I'm very hopeful for a sequel.
In Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, Bond will return as Captain America. What? So, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's been about it for me this week. I played some other stuff, but nothing I'm super interested in talking about. You still have Prey on here, Jonathan.
Yeah, I didn't update it because I haven't played anything this week.
I was say, come on, man.
Yeah, I was not in a very gaming mood this week. Partially is that, and partially is because I found someone on Twitch who was playing Alice Madness Returns, and so I was watching her play that. Because I really love that game. But so the time that I spent, the time that I had to play games was also the times that I used to watch that instead. So, but I did play.
We got to outsourcing our video game players to other people.
Yeah, but I did play a little bit of Pokemon Fire Red. I'm still moving slowly through that. I put it down for a little bit.
Where are you in the game, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
I just got to Cinnabar Island, so I've caught Zapdos and Moltres and or Zapdos and Articuno. And so now I'm there. So yeah, I'm not far from the end. I'm just taking my sweet time.
Blaine the second to last gym leader? I think he is. Yeah, because it's him and then Team Rocket guy. What's it, Giovanni?
Giovanni, yeah. Yeah, okay. I think so.
There's nobody in between them, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because I got two of the birds already, so there can't be that much left.
Where's Moltres?
He's got to be the second to last.
Where is Moltres?
Moltres is in the volcano.
Well, I could have figured that, but where's the volcano?
It's on Cinnabar Island somewhere. Or no, he's not in the volcano. He's in the Pokemon Mansion, isn't he?
I don't know.
That's right there on Cinnabar Island. I'm pretty sure that's where he is.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. I give you that. That sounds accurate.
Because Cinnabar Island is a volcano.
Yes.
So
hence the name Cinnabar. It's like a center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know. And now I'm gonna screw this up because I don't remember exactly. But there's a game where you can actually find, maybe it is Heart Gold, where you can actually find the remains of Cinnabar Island because like the volcano exploded and the sea rose over and like covered it or something like that.
So
and
gold
you can find
and
little
silver
pieces of it.
And Heart Gold and Soul Silver, yeah, they contain the entirety of Kanto in a post game. So yeah, I believe you are correct.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, that's really all I played. I might play something after we get done here, but
yeah, I'm almost done with Indiana Jones, so I'll be passing that along to you pretty soon. I'm literally like a chapter away from finishing it again. I'm my third run through. Man, this game is so good. So hope you enjoyed it as much as I do.
Yeah, I did buy Unicorn Overlord.
Unicorn Overload.
That. Yeah. my Switch
too much unicorn.
But I hadn't started it yet. I had forgotten that it was a tactical role playing game. That's gonna be interesting because I don't normally play those.
All right, cool. We're gonna take a quick break. We come back. We're gonna talk about games. It took forever to get a sequel. Stay tuned. And we're back. We're back from the Crusades, and we're sorry Jonathan didn't make it. He's in a grave.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Episode topic: games that took forever to get a sequel. Jonathan is resurrected. He's resurrected. Oh man. Okay. So you put a lot of things in here on top of my other things. I see. Good. Awesome. Hopefully you are prepared to discuss why, because a lot of these, like, I kind of remembered them taking a while. I looked up. I did kind of Google some other stuff. We talked about Wasteland earlier. Wasteland apparently took like friggin' forever to get a sequel. I don't know crap about Wasteland. I'm not gonna talk about Wasteland unless you guys want to talk about Wasteland. I don't know. I don't know what this is. But you put Rushing Beat X on here, which is funny because it is like you played it recently. And I actually have it on my Gamefly queue because of you, even though I probably am going to deleting it off of there because it's getting in the way of other stuff. I want to play it though. But 33 years. Jeez. So what did they go from like Super Nintendo to PS5? What was your
Super Nintendo straight to like switch to PS5 or whatever. I mean, there's not really like a specific reason. It's just that it was a beat 'em up. And
yeah. I'm gonna tie this in with Streets of Rage 4 actually, because that's at 26 years. And same idea. I think the beat 'em up genre is kind of having a resurgence lately.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's because indie games, they're usually made with smaller teams or whatever. It doesn't have to be something super complex. This doesn't have to be a $60 game. It could just be like a $10, $15, $20 game. There's been a lot of those lately. I've been enjoying playing a lot of them. But it's funny because Rushing Beat X specifically continues on like it's the next year.
It's literally a sequel.
Like it's literally a sequel. Like it's only like 2 or 3 days have passed since the last game, and it's funny because they refer back to stuff that happens in the older games all the time, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you remember that thing that happened?" And then they'll show like a little flashback, and the flashback is like a Super Nintendo screenshot of them like crossing a bridge or whatever, which is just hilarious. Street Fighter 4 doesn't really do the same thing. Street Fighter 4 is like 10, 20 years later. So all the characters are older and everything. So
they
it's
aged
more
them
of
up
like
appropriately, right?
Yeah, it's more of like a like a continuation like years later, whatever. So it works for that too. But yeah, Rushing Beat X is, oh man, you remember that shit that happened yesterday? So
yes.
but it's great.
I think you talked about that before. That sounds very familiar.
He talked about it on this season. He played this game on this season of the show.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
I didn't realize it had been so long. I mean, I knew it was a long time, but
yeah, it's like 93 to 2006. So yeah, 33 years.
Jeez, man, we're old.
Yeah.
This entire episode is just going to make you realize that you're about to die. So
I mean, I'm already there.
You're on your way out. Yeah. You're on
I've
your way
been
out.
realizing that for the past like 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you wrote Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on here, which is the same kind of deal. I mean, I think a lot of that too was licensing, getting licensed back, because there's no X-Men. No, there is X-Men. It was Infinite that didn't have X-Men in it. That's
so
right,
this was I was kind of talking about this like during our break off the show, but this is part of the same part of it is because of licensing, sure, but the big reason is because there's like a fighting game crash in like the mid 2000s or so. There was in the 90s Capcom and SNK and a lot of other companies, and we talked about this before. There's like all these videos about it or whatever. There was so many fighting games, so many, and Capcom had not just Street Fighters. They had like Techromancer, Street Fighter, Rival Schools. They had the X-Men versus series. There's like all these fighting games that are coming out, and SNK had King of Fighters, and it had Fatal Fury, and it had Art of Fighting. There's a new King of Fighters every single year, and
they literally had years after them. For one point,
yearly.
It
was yearly,
like Madden.
And Capcom, if you look at their fighting game output, they had like 2 or 3 fighting games come out every year during the 90s. Like it was insane. And fighting games, that was just the golden age. There were so many of them that were coming out. They had multiple like Street Fighter Alpha and Street Fighter 3 were running concurrently. Like it's crazy. So at a certain point, there was diminishing returns, and I think it was the early 2000s when it kind of started slowing down drastically, and then people started getting tired of like cash grab sequels that were just reusing assets. And you could say that the games that really killed that momentum was partly Street Fighter 3 and mostly Capcom Fighting Jam. Capcom Fighting Jam is the game that everybody blames for that crash, which is it was an amalgamation of like 5 different series, and they just cut and paste those characters into one game with the mechanics from the original games, none of them like worked well
They
together.
didn't work with each other. Yeah.
Their sprites didn't work. And the thing is, they've done that for Marvel 2 and for Capcom versus SNK and stuff like that. They cut together sprites there, but at least they actually did the work to make them feel cohesive. They did not do the work for this. It was a disaster. There was like other fighting games that were being worked on in time, which the character that just came out recently for Street Fighter 6, Ingrid, she was supposed to be the poster child for that. Capcom Fighting All Stars or whatever, that game died. Bunch of games died, and then they just stopped making fighting games from Capcom and SNK, like those big series or whatever. They just stopped from like 2002, 2003 to like much later in that decade or whatever. So there's like a gap. At the end of that is when Street Fighter 4 comes out. Street Fighter 4 comes out and pretty much
It was a big deal.
yeah,
It
it
was a big
revives the
deal.
fighting game series, which is part of why it was so huge. Capcom's like, fuck it, we're just gonna go, we're just gonna do this thing. That comes out, and then Marvel's Capcom 3 comes out. You know, all these other fighting games come out. And it
Yeah,
starts
actually, I
building
have
up
another one on
slowly,
here.
yeah.
Remember, Killer Instinct came out, and that was a 17-year gap. Do you think that would
Yeah.
have come out if Street Fighter 4 didn't really do well? Like, I feel
I
like
mean,
that might have been a
maybe,
result of that.
yeah, maybe, but like that was the sign for a lot of other games that are coming out. Like King of Fighters 12 came out around that time too, which there's a huge gap between 11 and 12. 11 came out in like 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. So I mean, that was the reason why there was such a huge gap between
Oh, the
3
difference
and
between
4.
Mark of Wolves and City of Wolves is probably pretty massive. I mean, I guess
It was
those all,
another, yeah.
yeah.
But I mean,
I
it
didn't
was,
really think of them as genres being like the reason why there was such a. But I mean, you're right. Beat 'em ups and
yes,
fighting games specifically
yeah,
in this
fighting games just fell
scenario,
off.
they kind
Yeah.
of like completely died. And I kind of want to almost tie that to, and I know this is not 100% the reason why,
Mhm.
but like what games were popular in arcades? Side-scrolling beat 'em up and fighting games, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I
Yeah.
feel like yes, we were past arcades at that point, but
Yeah.
like that's what made them popular. And by the time arcades started to die off,
Yeah,
maybe
they
that's
they
kind of,
definitely started falling off, and like
yeah.
arcade racing games and stuff like that. People are more concerned with like more realistic racing games, more realistic 3D fighting games. 3D fighting games took off. 2D fighting games kind of just like stopped. And the
Yes.
next thing that they did was that they simplified their like roster or whatever of games of like series. Capcom pretty much only focuses on Street Fighter now. They don't make any Darkstalkers. They don't make Rival Schools and make none of that. It's just Street Fighter. And it was Marvel for a little bit, but then they stopped doing that too. So it's just Street Fighter. And then SNK did pretty much the same thing. They only made King of Fighters. Now they're starting to come out with like a new Fatal Fury, and there's an Art of Fighting that's supposed to be coming out. They're starting to expand again. So we're starting up like a new Golden Age or whatever, like a Silver Age maybe.
a new golden age that's not quite as gold.
Yeah, silver. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting take I didn't think about till literally just now, which is crazy. What else we got in here? We covered those. Baldur's Gate 3 took a while. I kind of half got the reasoning behind this. Apparently, rights changed hands a few times, I guess,
Mm.
on that guy. And of course, I had it pulled up, and now it's not on here. Of course, it's not on here. But Divinity Original Sin, I think, was popular. And that is the entire reason why Baldur's Gate came back. Because from what I was reading, Baldur's Gate was pretty
Yeah,
much
I heard
like,
that too.
we're done. Yeah,
Mhm.
we're not going to bother. And because of that, they're like, okay, well, sure. Yeah, let's make some money. Make us some money. Crash Bandicoot 4 took 22 years to come out. And so this came up in my list, but there was other Crash Bandicoot games. Like
There were.
there
Yeah.
were. I feel like this might have been like, because even before that though, what was it, like Twin Sanity? I think was the previous
Yeah,
one.
Twin Sanity. There was another one. I can't remember the name
Was
of
there
it.
one after Twin Sanity, like a mainline game though?
I think
Because
there
Twin Sanity
was.
was like PS2 and Xbox.
Yeah. I think there was another one during that time.
There was Mines Over Mutant and
Ah, yeah,
Dragons.
that's one of them too. Yeah.
That's right. But that was like they were trying to reinvent Crash, and it was like a open world 3D platformer, kind of like a
Following the
Banjo
trends of the
Kazooie.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no. I think
All
this was
the
their excuse to be like, look, this is Crash,
yeah.
like old school Crash again.
That's
And
kind
this
of
is
that's kind of the problem with some of those is when they try to because all the 3D platforms at the time was all doing that. They were all making, large
yeah.
open world type games or whatever. And sometimes not everybody works. And that Crash Bandicoot was always those kind of like, linear, straightforward,
Mm.
platforming levels. So trying to translate that into, I don't know.
I feel like if you mess up a series or you like give a series a tainted name, which I don't want to say Crash Bandicoot was tainted, but like we're at a point where we're like, I'm sure the sales were like not hitting where they were before. So they were probably like, yeah, let's back off a little bit, give it a little breathing room, and we'll come back strong. That's my assumption with that, at least. The only one on this list Duffer probably knows anything about is Psychonauts 2,
Yeah,
and he's been quiet.
and I still haven't played it.
You know what? I
But I
haven't
was a
either.
but
And
I
I
was a
bought it
huge
physical, so
yeah. So did
Mm.
I. I mean, I got the massive collector's edition, and
and do all that
I
now.
don't remember if I got into the I did get into the Kickstarter for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I still haven't played the silly thing because I was
I haven't
gonna.
either.
Well, it came out around the time I was still doing YouTube, and I wanted to replay the first one for YouTube, and I think around that time also is when I started moving, and then things just got out of whack, and I just never got back around to it. But I really need to get into that game. I love the original Psychonauts,
I do
and
too.
it's a shame it took so long for them to come out with another one.
It's one of those games I reference sometimes, and nobody gets the reference.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from
Yeah.
like you, of course, but like I mean, you don't count. Just messing with you. It's just sad. I think more people. You should definitely play Psychonauts. Just play it on PC or play it backwards compatible on Xbox Series consoles. Do not play that digital version that's on the PlayStation Store. It is the PS2 version, which is much worse. So don't do it. Don't do
Poopy
it.
doo doo.
Don't do that.
I've
to
never
yourself.
seen the PS2 version, and I
It's-
actually didn't even know it came out on PS2.
It's on PS2 and Xbox, but the Xbox was like noticeably. Xbox was like the same as the PC version. The PS2 version was just a very gimped version of that. So,
that
do you have
was very common around that time.
do you have a gnat flying around in your room too, Dwight?
Yeah, I do.
I do as well. He's over there swatting. I'm over here swatting. I'm just like, I'm gonna get you. It's summertime for us folks, so I mean, it's just we're here. Some Nintendo stuff on here. I have Metroid Prime 4 and Pikmin 3. I say Metroid Prime 4 is the sequel, and Pikmin 4 is the sequel. But Pikmin 3 came out on the Wii U, and it was 10 years before Pikmin 4 came out. The reason I even put it on this list, because 10 years now is not really that big of a deal if you think about it. I mean, we're waiting 10 years between. But, and I wish I had the dates on this. Miyamoto said, like, almost right after Pikmin 3 came out in an interview that they had Pikmin 4, like, done or something like that. And it's just like, it didn't come out again for like 7 years after he said that or something. It was just like, what? He just dropped a bomb. It's like, okay. He just casually mentioned it, like, oh, yeah, we're done with that.
Maybe they did, and then they had to reformulate it for Switch or something like that.
I have
Or
a
decided to
theory, and
hold off.
again, there's probably more info about this out there somewhere.
Mm.
I have a theory because the Switch wasn't even out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a theory he might have been talking about Pikmin Bloom, and he just said Pikmin 4. Or maybe that was called Pikmin 4 at the time. Pikmin Bloom is not Pikmin Bloom. What is it called? Hey Pikmin.
I was gonna say Pikmin Bloom was the
Pikmin Bloom's the
one.
phone game. I'm thinking of
Yeah.
the 3DS one. Hey Pikmin is what it's called. And it's a Pikmin game for the 3DS. So, which did come out recently afterwards. So it's like maybe that's what he meant.
Maybe.
But either way, you're looking at 10 years in between Pikmin 3 and Pikmin 4, and you're looking at 18 years in between Metroid Prime 3 and 4.
Yeah. 3 and 4 is for Metroid Prime is a little easier and simpler to explain though, because Metroid, even though a lot of people love Metroid, it's never really sold a whole lot for Nintendo.
No.
Well,
And
didn't they dump it and restart it from scratch too at some
Well,
point?
that was the
yeah,
last of the problems. Yes,
yeah. So
but
and
it
that
wasn't the
and
first.
yeah, that and I don't think they really knew where to go for the fourth one.
Well, do you also
Um,
remember it wasn't Retro Studios
yeah,
that
originally
Right.
it
doing?
wasn't. It was like
Yeah.
It was
Namco
Namco.
Bandai, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Namco Bandai. And then I guess they probably made a game, or at least almost made a game,
yeah.
and they were just like, "This ain't it." Uh,
Mhm,
so so then they contracted Retro Studios to do it, and then they
mhm,
started that, and I feel like they started that over at some point.
mhm.
So I mean, the game has been made essentially had to get made like almost 3 times to
Yeah.
actually come
I
out.
mean, because they couldn't really figure out a way to modernize it, and this is an issue that Nintendo has with a lot of series. I mean, the only ones they don't really have that issue with is Mario and Zelda, but for a lot of the other games, they don't really know what to do to modernize them or to like push them forward. Star Fox, F Zero, um, Metroid, and there's a couple
F-Zero is a
other.
great example of it hasn't had a new one because they want like a new gameplay mechanic for it.
Yeah,
That's
they want
that's
to do
that's what they
something
keep saying.
different.
Oh, we can't think of anything unique. It's like just put out a new one. Nobody cares.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, same thing with Star Fox. They had to keep
Well,
doing
you just
something
remake it.
new to like make a new one. The few times they did try to make a new one, and then nobody liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes just more of the same is not really that big of a deal. I
Yeah.
mean, so I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a couple other series, long running Nintendo series has had the same issues. Sega, same issues with them too. Actually, there's a couple of games like Virtua Fighter, which we don't have on this list, but Virtua Fighter 6, there's a
That's
huge
right.
gap
It is
between
getting a
5 and
new one,
6.
right? It's getting a
Yeah.
big deal.
So their Virtua Fighter has always been a series of Tekken. They keep coming out with new ones because like it's popular and there's really no uh there's really no competition for them at all. But for Virtua Fighter, they don't really put out a new one unless there's some new innovation that they can do. If you trace it back to like the first, second, and all throughout the other ones, usually a new one would come out when there's some new big thing that they can do. Like for
Yes.
two, I think for two it was texture shading, and then for three it was uneven floors and grounds and stuff like that, and of course like high polygon models. For four, it was more single player content and like a quest mode and things like that. And then for five, it was online connectivity, being able to play online and everything like
I
that.
have the first version of 5 that I'm pretty sure is not online at all. Uh, but it's
Mm,
crazy to me that they've been milking. I mean, I want to say milking. That sounds bad,
mm.
but they've been milking 5 for like 2
Yeah,
decades almost. Because it came out on
re-releasing
PS3
and
and
all
we
that.
just got a release of it. What?
Mm.
Not even that long ago.
It originally came out 20 years ago.
Yeah,
It
I would
came out in
say
like
2 decades.
2006, 2007, or something like that.
Yeah,
It's been a long time. So, now they're pushing it forward again. And a lot of the stuff that they're doing in six is stuff that like no other fighting game's ever done. Tekken has stagnated, and especially with Tekken 8, and people are kind of getting annoyed with that. So now it's coming out at the perfect time. And even the guy who worked on Tekken 8, on Tekken, Cat uh was it Hatsurada? Dang, I'm messing up his
yeah.
name already.
I know what you're saying, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't think of his name either.
Main producer for Tekken, for the Tekken
He's
series.
not there anymore, right? He just left, right?
Yeah, he left. So when he started over there, Virtua Fighter was a huge influence on him, and he's talked about it
Yeah.
multiple times. And every time a new one comes out, he basically watches to see what they're doing, and then they kind of like build it into like Tekken or whatever. And it's happening again. So now this is like a huge thing for 3D
I
fighting.
feel
3D
like
fighting games have stagnated for a long time, honestly.
well, Virtua Fighter is like that's Yu Suzuki's baby,
Yeah,
Shenmue.
yeah,
But this one's done by RGG Studios instead, which is the
yes,
Yakuza people. So
yeah.
I kind of feel like there's like this like realm of I don't know. I'm sure you, as like the fighting game person, has been looking at these trailers for the new Virtua Fighter. They
Yeah.
seem to me very Yakuza / Street Fighter 6 inspired a
Yeah.
little bit.
Mm,
And I'm okay with that. Like it's a different direction. It's not just the same thing rehashed.
mm.
But at the same time, it's like I wonder what a Yu Suzuki Virtua Fighter 6 would have looked like even at this. I imagine it probably wouldn't have looked anything like this. But that's just
It
me.
is the big change is the story related stuff because Virtua Fighter games have never really had any story, and that's kind of why they tried to. Because Shenmue originally was
That's
supposed
what
to
they
be
tried
like
to make Shenmue for.
yeah, it was
Exactly.
like it was supposed to be a Virtua Fighter like action game or single player game or
Story.
whatever.
Mhm.
Like the story related stuff. So they're kind of coming full circle now with 6 is where they're finally putting all that story stuff into it.
Yeah.
Which Tekken has always had that. It's always had this ongoing story of the Mishima's bloodline and everything like that. But still in that kind of like fighting game framework, and 6 is opening it up a lot. There's a lot of other stuff that's doing mechanics wise, but that's basically they're finally making a new one.
I have Shenmue 3 on this list because I mean that's a huge one for me specifically because not only did it lean into the story, but I mean Jonathan knows, but he doesn't know. Because the end of Shenmue 2 specifically is like a mega cliffhanger. And
Yeah.
he had the like, oh, I could continue the game. Everybody else had to wait. We had to wait and wait and wait. And Yu Suzuki left Sega. And there was a whole thing where he had to get the rights to do Shenmue, and then so there was a whole Kickstarter thing, which was a huge deal at the time. 2015 E3, man. If you ever want to feel in like a good mood, specifically me, if I want to like bring my day up a level, I will watch that E3 Shenmue review and the reactions to it. It was incredible. E3 2015, the Sony press conference, man. There was some hardcore. Was it like Last Guardian, Final Fantasy 7 remake, Shenmue 3? Oh my god, they're just knocking it out of the park there. But and
I
then
mean,
and
I
there,
kind of do still know how you feel though, because think about how long I've been waiting for System Shock 3,
yeah,
and
I mean,
then we had it actually Night Dive got control of the IP and then licensed it out to other side, and then we got the rug pulled out from under us again
yeah.
when they failed to deliver. So
Well, Shenmue and WiseNet. So Yu Suzuki is publisher with NN Games now, which that is a smaller publisher, but it makes me hopeful to see that they have a publisher now. They're not trying to self-publish anymore or like try to find like a partner for this one thing. Like they have a dedicated publisher now.
Yeah.
So maybe Shenmue 4 will happen. I hope so because the story's still not finished. I guess one other Sega thing I have on here, Space Channel 2. It took 18 years to get a sequel for that. I don't know if Jonathan even knows what Space Channel is.
nope.
I didn't know they made a second one.
Well, there's a second one on Dreamcast, I'm pretty sure, or at least PS2. And there's a new one on VR. It's on it. You can get it on the Quest. I think it might be on Steam as well, but it's a how do I describe this game to Jonathan and to the people of podcast land? You're a reporter and you're on like this alien space station and you have to report things, but it's like a rhythm game. So you have to walk along and kind of like sing your report. Is that how it goes? Kind of.
What?
I mean, it's the wackiest ass thing to try and describe, but just watch some gameplay of it, and you'd be like, okay, that's a thing.
Kind of starting to see why it hasn't gotten.
Oh, the second one has more like shooting gallery stuff. The first, so yeah, part 2 is a little different than part 1.
Yeah, it's a little. I mean, but it's a rhythm game.
Yeah, it's still a rhythm game, but part 1 was straight up just dancing. Part 2 is like shooting stuff with your love gun to the beat.
Yeah, exactly.
Your love
with your
gun?
love gun. Well, she has like a gun that shoots like hearts. The main character's name is Ulala, if I remember right. She's for such a short series, she's been. I can't believe I said short series and didn't goof it, but she's like in like the Sonic racing game. She's referenced a lot. I think she's in the tennis game. It's like who remembers her? But I guess she's just a recognizable character. What else is on this list? I think we're about there. Space Channel 5. Good stuff.
That VR game came out 6 years ago. Jesus.
Yeah, but I mean, it was still like 18 years between. It was a minute ago.
Why'd they make this a VR game? Oh my god.
I guess it's one of those things. It's like, why? Like, you gotta have a reason. I mean,
maybe they couldn't get anyone else to publish it or to support it.
20
Yeah.
yeah. The last game before 2020 was part 2, which came out in 2002 on Dreamcast.
Yeah, it is a minute ago. The only other 2 games on this list, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Dragon's Dogma 2, they're both around that 12 to 14 year gap. Kingdom Hearts 3, I think, is a result of it's not like Kingdom Hearts games weren't coming out, but there was like they couldn't like land on what they wanted 3 to be exactly, and there's so many like licensing problems going on because you have all these Disney characters, and then you have to tell these little micro stories. So let's make a ton of DS games and phone games, and
they had so many spin-offs.
Get on with the story, like yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the same issue with Dragon's Dogma 2, honestly, but not for multiple spin-offs and everything. But they had a MMO, and it was in Japan, and I remember being mad that they never brought it over here. I even tried to like get a Japanese PS4 account and everything to play it, but they had an MMO for years, and that's what they were doing instead of doing Dragon's Dogma 2. And then when the MMO finally, shut down, is when they got serious about releasing 2.
Dragon's Dogma 2 to me feels like, and I can't remember the dude's name, so just whatever. I feel like that's the game he wanted to make with Dragon's Dogma 1, and so he just made it again, but with the way he wanted to do it officially this time. At least that's how it comes off. I could be wrong, but it just honestly, Dragon's Dogma 2 feels a lot like Dragon's Dogma 1, just better in every way. I can't wait for Dark Arisen 2, by the way. I'm very excited. I'm really excited to get back into that game because I never finished it.
I did finish it, so
You
I don't
did finish it,
know
yeah.
how much new stuff is going to be in Dark Arisen, but
they do have an upgrade path, I found, so you don't have to like buy a whole new game like they did with the last one. The last one you had to, if you had Dragon's Dogma, you just had to buy Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. There was no like DLC pack for it.
Remember when I because I got the original on PS3 and I got Dark Arisen. I remember being disappointed because they got rid of the Dragon's Dogma title screen music for Dark Arisen. They just made it into like this generic it was like
the singing wasn't there or whatever.
That like theme song wasn't there. It was just like this generic like orchestral arrangement or something like that. And I was like, God damn. And of course when they released Dark Arisen on Xbox One and PS4, it's at 30 frames, which doesn't really make any sense. And even to this day, they never upgraded it.
At the time, it didn't really make sense because it should have been able to do 60 frames. Like,
absolutely.
At the time.
And I mean, and now there's still no version that you can get on consoles that runs at 60.
Thankfully, you can. I mean, you can play it on PC with like. I mean, it runs smoothly on a Steam Deck. So, yeah. I think that's the whole list, though. That I made. I don't see anything else. Yeah, how about that? There's plenty of other ones. Obviously, they're just kind of like, what is the word here I want to use? Nitpicking, not picking. I don't know. We just kind of picked whatever we wanted to. This isn't a definitive list.
Cherry picked.
Get off cherry picked.
Cherry picked. Yes.
I knew pick was in there. It's like nitpick. Nah. Pickaxe. No.
I was kind of surprised you didn't put Donkey Kong on here because you actually played that. That was only like a 10-year gap, but still.
Which Donkey King?
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
It's not really a sequel to anything, though. I guess it could be a.
I mean, it's another Donkey Kong game.
I mean,
Donkey Kong Country is its own series.
Yeah, it's its own thing. So this is it's not really a sequel to the old Donkey Kongs. I would say the true sequel to the older Donkey Kongs or the original Donkey Kongs are those like puzzle spin-offs or whatever. It's probably more of a sequel than
now. If you wanted to get into the weeds of like Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii, is a sequel, I would say, or at least a reboot to Donkey Kong Country 3.
Yeah,
I mean that's because that's still like in the same series. But Bonanza, I kind of feel the same thing.
Tropical Freeze didn't come out that long ago either.
Tropical Freeze was a direct sequel to Returns.
Yeah.
I need to play through Tropical Freeze again. That was a great game. I got it on the Switch recently, which apparently that version has like an easy mode. because the game on Wii U, not easy. It's actually like ridiculously difficult. In some it's the Dark Souls of Donkey Kong games. Donkey Souls, as they call it. So,
Is that what they call it, or do you
no,
just?
I
Call
just
it
made that up right now.
that?
Donkey Souls Tropical Freeze. There we go. Uh, all right, that was it. That was all we got. Next episode, I put surprise episode because I don't know how reliable these people I have to be on are going to be. So, whether A, it's going to be an episode that's going to be a surprise and it's going to be about a certain topic that I've already had and I've already talked to people about and they're going to flake on me at the last second. It's going to be that if they don't flake, or it's going to be a BS episode of us three just talking about whatever. So, we'll see what goes. we'll see what happens. But that's why I don't want to promise too much. But anybody have any recommendations? Anybody seen anything cool this week?
I guess I could do a quick recommendation. It's a anime I just saw recently. It only has one season, and I think it's going to be continued soon. Hopefully it does. It's on Netflix. It's called Kill Blue. Um,
like the dog.
sure.
What?
But yeah, just the synopsis. Basically, it's a guy in his 40s who's a assassin. He's really good at his job or whatever. He has a ex-wife and a young kid that he ended up not really paying a whole lot of attention to because he's been so obsessed with his work. On one of his jobs, something happens to him, and then he ends up reverting back to his middle school aged self. And of course, after this happens, the boss is like, "Hey, I need you to go and investigate this middle school or whatever because he wants his daughter to go there next year or whatever." Basically, he ends up enrolled in a middle school, and the
End
company that he
result.
works for is still trying to figure out how to turn him back to normal. And then he has to, hilarity ensues from there. But super interesting. I actually love this show. It's funny because a lot of and there's a couple other shows that have done something similar.
Detective
Real
Conan
Life,
for one, but yeah.
yeah, Real Life is another show that I've seen that me and my wife watched a couple of years ago. That's kind of a similar setup or whatever. But it's really good so far. I don't really want to spoil anything, but it also avoids a lot of the obvious creepiness that can be involved with that. And I actually love how direct they are with like shutting that down immediately. It's just like, yeah, that's not happening. So I think that's really cool because a lot of other shows don't. So yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. Kill Blue, it's on Netflix. So there you
All
go.
right. Cool. I might check it out. I don't know if I have Netflix anymore though, actually. Now I'm thinking about it. have to look. It's one of those things is like I don't think about and I'm like, oh yeah, I probably
I
should
never
use my
usually
subscription.
use Netflix, which it's funny because that's exactly what happened to me. Like I don't really use it, so I had kind of run through my Crunchyroll,
Yeah.
list or whatever watch list. And I was like, all right, well, let me go to Netflix. I forgot like I had a bunch of stuff that was in my watch list over
Yeah.
there, like
Whoops.
animes, and so I started watching through them, and I was like, okay, well, this is cool. So
Yeah.
there's that.
I forgot about my Netflix until I saw the payment go through this morning. I was like,
Huh.
holy
Ooh.
crap, it's that much now? Like, good
Yeah,
land.
The
I
days of
changed mine down to
7.99
the
are over. Yeah.
Yeah, I changed mine down to the ad-free tier. I've actually changed most of my subscriptions down to like not the ad-free,
Ad
the ad
supported.
tier or
Yeah.
whatever. Because yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Money.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's rough out there, guys. It's rough. But cool. If you want to get in contact with the show, we're gonna be on Twitter and X or Twitter X. Get Blue Sky, Jesus, all the places.
Twexter.
Twexter Sky at Gameroom Pod. And I'm mainly going to be on Blue Sky. Let's just be real. I barely check that Twitter account. But so Blue Sky at Gameroom Pod. I'm going to be personal YouTube channel is going to be Micmac Life. I stream on Twitch at Micmac IRL. Of course, this episode goes up on YouTube on that channel, but also on podcast service if you just prefer that. So, Jonathan, where can people find you?
Enchantermon on all the places. That is me.
This is where you be.
If you find
Where
it,
you be.
that's me.
It's you. It's a you, Jonathan. And Dwight.
D-Money 8719 on all of the things. That's pretty much it.
That's it. That's it. And that's it. That's it for the show. We will catch you guys in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
See ya.
All right, then bye.